right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday. Always happy to see our good friend Cynthia here from Augustin Wine and Spirits. And she had a nice mixed bag. I'll tell you what, we don't mind tasting 8 or 10 wines at a clip. I mean, as long as you bring good stuff. And she's only got good stuff. The Champagne Voirin, Jumel, which not really familiar. We did show their 555, which is an oak-aged virgin of this at our champagne tasting last year. And people liked it. Very rich, a very full body. This is a Blanc de Blanc. It's a small house. It's located in Cremant, and they make an average of 10 to 20,000 bottles a year. So a good amount of that fresh apple and pear fruit with hints of flinty, kind of minerally, ginger spice, and white flowers. Very fresh and clean style. There's no disgorgement date on the bottle, though. I hate that. Anyways, hopefully people will start putting that on all sparkling wines, but they don't have a vintage, so you know approximately how old they are. But this wine, very fresh, I can tell from the palate, and you can tell by the cork when the bottom of it explodes out that the wine is not really old. Anyways, this wine's got a lot of that apple and zesty lemon citrus, a smooth, creamy mousse here on the tongue, an excellent bottle of champagne. There is no bad champagne. Well, unless it's bad, unless it's stored properly. Anyways, Lail Vineyards up next. This is one of Philippe Melko's first consulting gigs, maybe his very first. The Lail family goes all the way back to the great Gustav Niebaum, their great-great-uncle, and the founder of Inglenook Winery. So these guys have got some pedigree here in the Napa Valley. I was on a cruise with Robin Lail. She is absolutely delightful, and this wine celebrates their newest addition to the family, Robin's granddaughter, Georgia. There's 18% French oak here for 18 months, a big and rich style of Sauvignon Blanc here. This is Bordeaux-like, and it's got melon and green fig fruit, some notes of fresh earth, a little gravelly minerality, some white grapefruit citrus there, a good amount of ripe fruit on the tongue with a nice thickness to this wine, a really creamy texture, but firm acidity to match at the end, that gravelly, minerally note shown on the finish, and a bit of that savory grapefruit that leaves the tongue salivating for food. An excellent little Sauvignon Blanc here. The Movia Pinot Grigio from Slovenia. Really? An orange wine? I'm not crazy about these oxidized wines. I do like sherry, I like Madeira, but I like my Pinot Grigio without so much oxidization. It's got a bit of a green olive kind of briny note to the nose, some orange citrus, candied pineapple, pretty floral notes. Hey, the wine's not bad. I mean, it's an all biodynamic winery, and kind of neat to taste, a Slovenian Pinot Grigio. This winery's been around since 1820. Wow. Nice amount of that fruit here, that tangy little orange peel, zesty. You get that briny green olive note on the finish. Not overbearing, but still got some fruit, a little bitter almond there at the end also. A very good little wine, very pleasant. Like I said, I'm just not crazy about the orange wine, the people. All right, Ken Wright Cellars. He is one of the pioneers, worked at Domaine Serene, responsible for the Yamhill Carlton district, and responsible for a lot of great wine coming out of Oregon. And the soils here are sedimentary. We did 3 different wines, and they all had different soil types. Kind of interesting to see that. This wine had a light, smoky, kind of bacon fat note to the red berry fruit. Pretty floral note, some spice there. Smooth and silky on the tongue. A nice balance of red fruit, exotic spices, and fresh earth here. The Carter Vineyard was up next, and this is Yola Amity. And Weathered Rock is the soil type. It's called Nikia. And this one's got a little bit of that smoky bacon fat to it, too. Some wild strawberry, some dried floral notes, but a little more structured here on the palate. Nice structured, velvety tannins. One of the things we love about Pinot, that exotic spice and the bright finish here. Excellent juice. The Macron Vineyard up next, and the soil here is Willackenzie type. Extremely well drained, and they use 115 and 777 clones, and a good amount of fresh earth here. A bit of a barnyardy note to this wine, kind of making it unique from the other two. Red berry fruit, strawberry, raspberry, very sexy wine on the tongue. This wine's got a good amount of delicious cherry fruit, some earth, some tannins here at the end. Very well balanced, long finish, and nice structure in this wine. All right, the Lail Blueprint up next, and this is 2011, a difficult vintage, but this was an excellent wine. There's a little bit of that green, kind of wintergreen note to it. Black pepper, dark currant, fresh earth, cigar box spice. A good amount of spice on the tongue here, too, in the finish. Lovely dark berry fruit. Nice balance. Not a blockbuster, but this wine's got good balance and really nice effort in 2011. A little bit minty note, bittersweet chocolate on the finish there. Excellent juice. All right, the Guigal Côte Rôti, Chateau d'Ampuis. It's not every day you get Chateau d'Ampuis from Guigal, man. Côte Rôti, roasted slope. And this wine's got like a roasted meat note and like smoky notes on the nose. He uses a lot of new oak. Some of the wines spent 4 years in new oak. So you definitely notice that in the nose when these wines are young. And this wine's got a lot of dark plummy fruit. Pretty floral notes in the aromas also. Wow. amazing richness on the palate. This wine's got loads of concentration, black cherry plum, that smoky, meaty nuance from the nose, and a ton of tannins, man. This wine needs time. It's got all that, though. Beautiful, rich fruit, that toffee, coffee, the granite-like minerality. It's a little monster, man. This wine just needs some time. It's got all the right stuff in proportion. Most excellent juice. And then Quilceda Creek Red. Oh my God, what a great bag you had today, Cynthia. 81% Cabernet, 16% Merlot, 2% Cab Franc, 1% Malbec. This is kind of like their second wine, but I guess Quilceda makes more than one wine, so I don't know if you could call it their second wine. It's their entry-level wine, their least expensive wine. And, all right, this has got a lot of dark cherry and currant fruit, the distinct earthy quality, this like loamy, fresh earth, cedar, tobacco spice, a very smooth and silky wine on the tongue. This wine's got a solid core of currant cherry fruit, nice structure, very approachable, even better on the second day. This wine very well made, and that's what we expect from Quilceda Creek. Say that 3 times really fast. And this is one of the top producers in Washington State. That mocha and tobacco spice on the finish. Excellent juice. And that's what we had to drink with our friend Cynthia from Augustin Wine and Spirits. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.